How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have another How to Dex episode, and this one's going to be all about Korg. Now, to be honest, I was a little bit hesitant to make this video at first because, well, it's Korg, a champ who's been out for, what, 2.5 years now? So I thought me adding to it is not really necessary, but I did get a few requests to make this video after the Apocalypse one. So you're just gonna see me duel Korg a couple of times with a few different champs. These duels aren't exactly perfect. I mean, I didn't even defeat Korg, but I was using very low rank champs. But the point was to explain and demonstrate how to dex the special attack. And I did re-record this a few times because I wasn't really satisfied with the quality. I think it's just my camera not being the best for capturing this type of footage. It's a pretty standard webcam, 1080p at 30 fps, 720p at 60 fps, but yeah. So here we are, but this one won't be as long as the previous one because Korg is much simpler than Apocalypse, and it's really just the special one that gives people problems. Special 2 is much easier to dex, you just gotta time it right as if it is a dex, so you wanna dash back just before that first hit connects, and then dash back one more time before the second hit when he drops the bat. So it's not a projectile, however it does have a fair bit of range, but you can just anticipate and react to it. So let's move on to the special 1, and the easiest way to deal with it is simply to block it, believe it or not. I know that might sound crazy, but yeah, that actually is the easiest way to deal with it by far. Although you probably already knew that, and if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to avoid doing that. So yeah, all jokes aside, the easiest way to time the special 1 dex is to look at his foot. More specifically, his right foot, because basically you want to time your initial dex with his foot hitting the ground. Then you're going to dex 2 more times after that for the last 2 projectiles. So it's 3 consecutive dexes without any breaks. Now it's also worth noting you don't have to time your dex exactly as his foot hits the ground. You can be a second or two too early. Nah, actually 2 seconds is a bit much. You can be a second early, but the main thing is you'd rather be a little bit too early than too late. So if you watch carefully or slow down the video, you can see me dexing it at slightly different times. Sometimes it's as his foot hits the ground, other times I'm doing it a little bit earlier than that, but I am still getting that full dex. So basically anything from here to his foot hitting the ground, anything in this angle is your evade window. So you just want to practice that timing and those 3 consecutive dexes, and yeah, that's basically it. Also, I can't emphasize enough how valuable duels are for getting good at a certain matchup. That's actually how I got good at fighting Korg back in late 2018 when he was still a fairly new champ. I just dueled him and kept dueling him until I got very comfortable with the matchup to the extent where I could use pretty much any champ to take him down. If I run out of duels for the day but I'm not yet satisfied, I just use units. I've probably spent hundreds if not thousands of units on duels alone. Which might sound crazy to some people, but for me it's just part of the game, I've probably spent about 200 units at least on dueling Korg alone over the past few years. Although Korg is probably the most duel champ in the game for me, because I remember in 2018 when he was still pretty new, he was just such a pain. He was arguably the most difficult defender or the most annoying defender of 2018, which says a lot because we had champs like Domino, Iron Man Infinity War, Killmonger, Darkhawk, Void, but at the time there also weren't that many good Korg counters. People would just see Korg placed as an Alliance War boss and just shudder with fear like they've seen a ghost or something, although Korg would probably just tell that ghost to piss off. But yeah, nobody wanted to fight him. People would even fake having connection issues just to avoid fighting him sometimes, and yeah, he was just so unpleasant to fight against. Unless you had Ghost or Omega, of course, then it's not too bad. We just didn't have any of those. This was back in 2018, so I wasn't in TSVG yet. I was still playing tier 5 or tier 6 Alliance Wars, so I used to duel Korg a lot just to get better at the matchup. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. If you'd like to see another video like this on a specific champ, let me know in the comments. Although it does have to be a champ that I can fully dex, or at least a champ that can actually be fully dexed consistently. But yeah, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.